We have put this off for long enough. It is time to finally tackle one of the biggest projects we have ever done to this RV.
Oh, bummer.
Nope, that's not safe. That would have been a disaster.
If you're new here, we're Kalyn and Joseph, full-time RVers documenting the adventure, the chaos, and everything in between as we live life on the road.
What is this? Is this supposed to be hanging down?
No, it's not.
What is that?
Road life does a number on your tires, and we've been noticing more tire wear than usual over the last few years. We've done a few fixes here and there, but the problem keeps coming back.
And it can mean anything from a bent axle to out of alignment to just some failing parts.
So while we're at this boondocking spot in northeast Nebraska, we figured it's time. We're upgrading the suspension system ourselves.
This is tricky. I don't want to get slapped in the face with a wrench. I wonder if there's an easier way to do this.
Was this a smart move or a total disaster in the making?
The door is stuck.
Stick around to see how this massive DIY unfolds and whether our fifth wheel survives our next travel day. This video is brought to you by eTrailer. Well, the last time we left you, we were at the Iowa 80 truck stop. We have since traveled from there all the way to northeast Nebraska to this boondocking spot. It's called Mulberry, oh goodness, I forgot it. No, Mulberry Bend Wildlife Management Area. It's actually a boat ramp here. So as you can see, we're right on the water. This is the Missouri River, and right over there is South Dakota. You can stay here a maximum of 14 days. You don't need reservations. You can just show up, first come, first serve. There's probably room for like maybe 3-4 rigs. And Starlink's pretty good. We got a clear view of the sky. Cell service is pretty good. I feel like this is an ideal boondocking spot, and who would have thought it would have been in Nebraska? Now, we're only gonna be here for a few days, and I feel like I have to explain why that is. Part of our slowdown summer is that we want to spend more than just a few days or a week in one area. So why are we only spending a weekend here? That is because we actually ended up staying a full 3 weeks in Shipshewana because of Trinity's surgery. And then we have, starting on Monday, reservations at the campground we have in the Black Hills. So it just kind of like squeezed this time period in a little bit. But because we're here at a boondocking spot, not necessarily at a campground, we have a project we're gonna do.
And the Joe project I'm tackling is probably the biggest Joe project I've ever tackled. I don't know. Painting this was a big project.
That was a big project. Hubs and brakes
were a big project, but this one I'm tackling on my own. Thankfully, in a few minutes, we have somebody dropping some tools off that are gonna help me out immensely, but we are replacing the leaf springs. Come on. And like Kalyn said, the reason we're doing it here as opposed to like a campground is because typically campgrounds frown upon people like getting out their tools and jacking up their RVs and doing oil changes and stuff like that. So we're going to tackle that here. So we have talked about this tire wear issue that we have had on the trailer for a while. Basically, on a couple of the tires, it is wearing on the outside before it's wearing in the center and on the other side. And I've talked to friends who say, you know, I've owned trailers for years. I've never had the tires wear properly, but I do think it's a little excessive in our case. And it can mean anything from a bent axle to out of alignment to just some failing parts. So we've been tackling things from the cheapest to the most expensive as we replace it ourselves. First, we did the shocks. We replaced those. Then we replaced the hubs and brakes thanks to a partnership with eTrailer. And now we're going to replace the leaf springs. Let me see if I can show you why I think this is contributing to our tire wear issue. Oh, that's nice.
Right under the sewer valve. How's that for you?
So this is my leaf spring right here, and right here at the shackle, that bolt should be going through the center of an eye. At the very least, that bushing that was in there is completely shot. And I think that is allowing this leaf spring and the other leaf springs, because they have the same issue, to jiggle back and forth, which could be causing the tires to not be perfectly straight as we roll down the road. So I think the very least is something that needs to be replaced. We're going to put the proper wet bolts in there with brass bushings. We're going to do the whole 9 yards. And you know what? If the tire wear issue isn't solved completely, it's still a win because we've got new leaf springs.
What is this? Is this supposed to be hanging down?
No, it's not.
What is that?
So that...
Did you know that was happening?
I saw it on
You
our
didn't
way
tell
up
me
here.
about
Yeah,
that.
that's not...
He didn't tell me about this.
That's not structural. That is... This is the floor of where our sewer hoses are. And basically, it's a metal fascia. There's no screws holding it in, and it's just supposed to hold in, like kind of snap in. and it's come unsnapped.
Why are we not getting a new RV yet? That's what I would like to know. No, I can be content. I can wait until the right timing.
Kalyn, just add it to the mile-long list that I have of stuff that I still have to get done on this.
Did you just hear something?
I heard Trin running around in there.
I'm gonna go. I need to check on her.
That was noisy.
Because she destroyed 3 of my books yesterday. I was not happy. It's my fault. I left it on the floor in a box. They were books I got at a library sale. And I was so excited. What are you doing in here? I hear little pitter patters. Is everything okay? Everything okay? Slides in because that's how we can get to the tire, but everything looks okay. All right, maybe you just heard us talking and just were super interested in what we were doing. We will carry on.
Is everything good in there?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know what she was doing. We just heard, oh, look, there she is.
Hi, Trin.
Hi.
Can we continue on, Trin?
I know, are we allowed to?
So it's not gonna surprise you to know that I didn't know what I was doing with this. So I already knew what kind of axles I had from the Hubs and Brakes project. So I jumped on eTrailer, I talked to their RV enthusiasts on there. I said, these are the axles I have. What sort of suspension do I need? What sort of leaf springs do I need? And they told me how to measure my current ones. And so I did that, and then they lined me up with these leaf springs that we're gonna install today.
eTrailer is perfect if you want to try to DIY something yourself, but you also want to run, like maybe you have no idea what you're gonna do, and you want to run it by someone who knows more than you. You can always hit up eTrailer and they're gonna help you out. I'll leave a QR code up here on the screen for those of you watching on the TV. Link in the description, of course, and we're just so grateful for eTrailer for partnering with us on this project and helping us figure this whole stuff out.
So I'm trying something a little new with this Joe project, and that is I'm laying out all my tools and all my stuff ahead of time so that hopefully I'm not fishing for tools in my toolboxes. But I say my tools, that's not really the case at all, because our new friends, John the 4-row farmer from right here in Nebraska, they came up and he was just supposed to bring me a few blocks to put on the jack stands.
So what we got going right here, I've got my grease gun for you. I've got sockets, a 3/8 torque wrench, a 1/2-inch torque wrench, magnetic tray, 4-ton bottle jack. We've got a bag of electric tools, a persuader, extra tube of grease. We've got open end wrenches right here, wire strippers, pry bars. We got bed blow hammers. We've got wood blocks, cement blocks. If you don't have it, we can get it.
I'm so appreciative of his generosity of lending me all this stuff, because this is gonna be what sets me up for success today.
And the 4-row farmers, they have their own YouTube channel. They also have 2 boys who are avid subscribers of our YouTube channel, and they made us this little play button, which is so cool, and should remind you that you need to subscribe so you can follow us along on our journey.
See the subscribe button? Mash
It's not a subscribe button, it's a play button. That's
You know what this is? This is our $50,000 YouTube play button.
$50,000?
No, 50,000. Did I say dollars?
Yes, you said dollars.
50,000 subscriber YouTube play button.
So you don't get one until you have 100,000 subscribers. So
You're gonna
this is our
start seeing this, like,
50,000.
behind us.
I
like
know.
all the YouTubers do with their play buttons.
So I'm gonna need you to put your guesses in the comments before we start how long you think this is gonna take us. We are, wait, sorry. There we go, okay, my watch. 11:15 is what it is here.
The sun sets at 8:53, and I would really like to get this done today.
And it's supposed to rain, I think, tonight.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say, well, with 6 hours with film, because it always takes longer with filming. Can you do it in 6 hours?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna be done at 7:30. That's 8 hours. That's 2 hours per tire.
What's 6 hours plus 11:15?
That'd be 5 o'clock. 5 whatever.
Oh,
5:15.
so I'm ambitious. So I'm saying
Yes.
5:15 is when he'll be done.
I'm
You're
saying
saying
7:15.
7:15. Leave your guesses in the comments below. His brother has a lot of faith in us because he's done projects like this before and thinks it will take 2 days. So
He said 2 days was ambitious for him, and so
we'll
that
see
gave
what
me a lot
happens.
of hope. But you know what? He's probably realistic.
you're just I just noticed he's wearing gloves. You don't wear gloves at the dump station, but you wear
Nope.
gloves for this.
Because the dump station can't
Yeah.
pinch my fingers.
Okay, we've got all these tools. We've got the cement blocks. I think we're ready to start, but safety first.
So the first thing I need to do is get all the weight of the RV off the axles, which you'd think maybe I could just jack this up, have it on the front jacks, have it on the back jacks, but these are just stabilizer jacks. They are not designed to take the full weight of the RV. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take cement blocks, we're going to place them underneath the RV. We're gonna jack up one side, put this jack stand underneath to lift that side up. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side where almost all of the weight is off the tires. Then we will jack up one individual tire at a time to get the weight off that and work on one leaf spring at a time.
Did we run into our first snag?
We did. My bottle jack isn't extending all the way, and I think it's because it's got a slow oil leak, and I'm trying to figure out how to fill it properly because I just want it to work.
Oh, we have to be done by 5:15. You're wasting time.
I'm amazed this jack worked. It took all this.
That was full when I gave it to you.
It took almost every last drop.
Are we back on track?
I think so. We'll find out here in a second. I just want these tires to just barely be able to spin a little bit.
Hey, it's working. It's spinning.
So I'm gonna go up just a little bit further so I can take the jack stand up one notch. And now we're gonna release the jack, the bottle jack back down, put it on the jack stand. And this jack stand is under the frame of the RV. And now, let's see. Yep, that tire's on the ground a little bit, which is fine. Now I'm gonna extend this down to take a little bit of the weight. Can't take all the weight, but it can help support. Now the weight is being distributed from the jack stand and this and the front jacks. Now I just gotta repeat this whole thing on the other side. Nope, that's not safe. Look how far that thing's going up.
Wow.
Okay, there we go. I just gotta make sure I've got this under the frame in a good spot. All right. Yeah, right there. Now this probably isn't OSHA approved. I've got 3 cement blocks stacked up on top of each other. I have it much better over there, but I ran out of cement blocks. I'm never gonna have, if I had all 4 tires off, that could be a problem because then if everything fell, it'd fall down on me. I'm always gonna have one full axle of tires completely on. So if this were to fail, it's never coming down farther than an axle. There we go. So this is the lucky one. We're gonna pull this one off first, and this is the guinea pig that gets to find out if I really know what I'm doing or if I'm gonna give John a call and call in the reinforcements. That would have taken me like 15 minutes, my normal way. So what I'm doing now is taking these U-bolts off. Ah, bummer. I have to take my shock off too. That was something I wasn't counting on. But since we have all the fancy tools, it shouldn't take long. That's ridiculous.
We can't add more tools.
I know, we need to, you know what? We haven't bought a new RV yet. Maybe we're going with a bus or Class A. Because that's a game changer.
Joseph,
Yeah,
you want to bring that over here?
what happened?
The door's stuck.
What's going on?
Well, I went to go get a new memory card because we only have 7 minutes left on that one, and the door is stuck. It's open. Like, Trinity, Cody!
I think I probably have too much tension on this jack. So let's see.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor baby, you were stuck. Look at how sad she is.
Okay, so we have the U-bolts off, and you can see now there's a gap. I shouldn't have stuck my fingers there, but there's a gap between this and the axle. The axle's on its own. You can even jiggle it. Now we're just gonna remove this bolt, that bolt, and we'll have the first one completely off. This is going a lot faster than I expected. Can you find me a 13/16 wrench? All right, which way is this gonna try to go on me? This is tricky. I don't wanna get slapped in the face with a wrench. That would have been a disaster without the impact. Oh my goodness, that was rusted on good. All right, where's the persuader? He gave me a persuader.
Partner, do you think we can do this without breaking anything?
I'll do my best.
Woo! It is amazing how much having the tools, the right tools, makes you feel like you're good at what you do. Boom. You know what? I want to do an optimism check. What time is it, Kalyn?
It is 12:25.
12:25. We started at 11:15. It's been just over an hour, and a lot of that hour was setting up, was getting the rig up. So I think I got this off probably in 20 minutes. I gotta say my optimism's pretty high. I actually think Kalyn might be right on the timing. We might have this done by 5 o'clock. I probably shouldn't have just said that.
I actually said 5:15, so you got 15 more minutes.
Okay. You can see actually right here the curvature versus how much that's flattened out.
Oh yeah.
So this is the 20-year-old bushing. That's the new one. And I'm not going to use the plastic. We're actually upgrading to wet bolts, which I didn't know what were, but basically, see that little hole? We're going to pump grease into this, and it's going to put grease in between this and the bushing to help protect that bushing from extra wear. But we're upgrading from cheap nylon plastic bushings to brass bushings. What I've got to do is I've got to get this in place, and we're going to get these on first. And I was actually talking to a mechanic in Indiana while we were there. I was talking about this issue of this whole project that I was going to be working on. And he said, hey, I have a hot tip with the wet bolts. And that is, you find the little hole that the grease is going to go through, and make sure that hole is pointed up when you fasten down the nut, because a lot of times if it ends up pointed down, sometimes it can be hard to get grease in there in the future. So I'm going to try to take his advice and make sure I have it pointed up. Nope, not lined up. I wonder if there's an easier way to do this. I think I got it.
Yay!
1, 2, 3, 4. We gotta put the shock on, then the tire on, and then we're done with number 1. Sweet! All right, first tire's done, but it took me just under 3 hours, which I'll admit is not great, and is not great for trying to get done before the sun sets tonight. So it's game on. No more talking, just gonna start cracking. One by one, we're gonna take these old springs off, put the new springs on, and try not to smash a finger. I'm racing against the sun and our guesses, and I'm gonna beat one of those, but it's not the guesses.
I heard my name. You almost done?
I am torquing
The last bit.
the last bolts. At 8:15 p.m., a full 3 hours after Kalyn's estimation and an hour after mine, the final click of the torque wrench signaled that it was all over except for the cleanup. 110. I am going to be hurting tomorrow. I'm just
No.
Okay, I really actually need to just check them all one more time, but that's it. That's it.
Yay! You did it. High five.
I'm not sure that I ever want to do this project again. Oh, it's a good thing I'm checking them again. Because, oh boy, is it tough. Or, if I do it again, when somebody like the 4-row farmer volunteers to help, like he did,
You just accept it.
I'm just gonna accept it.
She knows the camera's on, so look,
She's hamming it up.
showing off. Well, we're getting ready to continue our trek to South Dakota today, but I wanted to give you a Trinity update. It has officially been, I think, a week and a half since her surgery. So let's show them this side, okay? Can we spin? Can we spin? Is that okay? Is that okay to spin? This way? Nope, okay. It's on this side, right? I think it is. Yes, here we go. Okay, originally we were very concerned about this gap here where she popped like about 4 sutures, but it's starting to scab and close together. And so that's really good news. I sent a picture to the vet and she said it's looking really good and the tissues are looking healthy. So I think we're like almost ready to go running. Don't you think? We can go running again? I've missed my running buddy. You ready to go to the truck? You ready? It's travel day. I know. Stay. Okay, let's go to the truck. There we go. She knows right where to go. There you go. I didn't even have to prompt her that time. You are ready to travel. And you let us know what you've been up to this morning.
I am really excited because I think we've actually finally solved our tire wear issue. I'm more confident than any of our other fixes with the shocks. Looking at the axles again last night, I'm like, they do not look bent. They have the crown that's upward. They're not flattened down. They're not pointed forward. So I'm really like, unless it's an alignment issue, I think we at least made it better. Because let me show you, this is what the original bushings looked like, or would have looked like on our leaf springs. Here is what they all look like when they came off. All completely shot. Not only that, but these are the bolts that I replaced. And I don't know if you can see this or not. That's not supposed to be worn down flat, like, or not even flat, down in, like 1/8 of an inch on both sides. And here's another one, and you can see how it's flat spotted the entire bolt the whole way. So all of those things combined, we replaced it with wet bolts, with brass bushings, and new leaf springs. They're much more solidly in place. I bet we were getting a decent bit of wheel chatter that we didn't really even realize that was causing all that crappy tire wear.
I'm just laughing at wheel chatter. Like immediately I was like, okay, the wheels are like having a conversation.
They're chattering back and forth.
I've never heard that before. But like, are you confident that we are not gonna just like fall apart today?
Oh no, I'm not confident in that at all.
You're not confident, okay.
If I did everything right, so here's what's gonna happen. We're either gonna fix our wheel wear issue, or the axles are gonna fall off because I put it back together.
But John said it looked good.
He did say
so
it looked
maybe
good.
it would be his fault.
I will be more nervous. I will be more nervous driving today than I ever have been, except for one time, and that is after we put the solar panels on. I was stopping like every 20 miles.
Oh yeah, to make sure.
Getting up on the roof, and I'm like, are they coming off? Are they? I'm gonna be more nervous today than I was that time.
We'll see. Hopefully we don't run into any drama today. Okay, well you're putting that away. I'm gonna go grab Cody, and then is that basically?
Yeah, we're basically set up. We just have
everything?
to raise up and hitch up.
Nice.
And this is gonna be my trash weight to keep the trash from blowing away as we drive down the road.
You ready, Codes? You ready? Oh, wipe your drool up. Here we go. Going for a ride. Whee!
Off we go.
Nothing's falling off. A few months ago, we were watching Kara and Nate and stumbled upon an episode that they did on the smallest town in America, and I remembered it being in Nebraska. So I looked it up on Google, and it is literally right on our route. We're gonna go right through it and actually see what this looks like. There is just one person who lives there, and it's still considered a town. Made it to Manawai!
Population uno.
Smallest town in America.
I am a little confused. I already see like a house and 2 trailers.
Well,
like
maybe they're
nobody-
not actual residents.
They might be abandoned.
I don't know. I did see someone at that farm.
Yep, and there's a house there. That might be the saloon.
Oh, I think that's the saloon. Oh, yep, it's right there. And the library. That's it.
That's the town.
That was the town.
That's it.
I was like, maybe we'll find a place to pull over and stop, but there literally was not anything. Basically, the person that lives there, her name is Elsie. I don't remember her last name, but she is the librarian, the mayor, the saloon owner. I think she pays herself taxes. She makes her own rules. But we really enjoyed the episode from Karen and Nate. So instead of trying to like do one of our own, we'll send you over there to get the whole story.
And of course, would it be a Joe and Kalyn travel day in 2025 if it didn't start raining? Here we are, middle of Nebraska. It was a nice sunny day. I know I'm complaining, but I'm sick of rain on travel days.
Tell us how you really feel. Maybe the further we get out west, the less rainy days we'll have. I just feel like spring in the Northeast, and I guess obviously in the Midwest, is very rainy.
Do you need a bathroom?
I need a bathroom. I feel like you're asking them if they need a bathroom.
Do you guys need a bathroom? Well, I have to say, South Dakota, you have wide shoulders, and I love them, and you have no traffic. So we're just gonna pull off here on the shoulder. I've just got to dump off the pavement here just a wee bit.
Yeah, don't go too far.
We have also gone almost 300 miles. The wheels haven't fallen off yet, but I just want to give the axles a check as well, so I'll take you along. Brr, it got cold out here. Well, I don't see anything smoking. Tires are still there. Feel these really quick. Oh, that's cold to the touch, not even warm. Nice. Let's take a look under here. There's that one. Everything looks good. We'll shoot a glance over there. Everything seems to be square. Yeah, I think everything's looking pretty good. Let's feel these ones. They're all good. Everything good in there?
We screwed up real bad. Do you hear that? The heat's on.
Oh.
We left the heat on. And it's hot under here. I just turned it off, so it just kicked off.
That is a major screw up.
I mean, it's cooled down because I had turned it off like about 2 minutes ago, but.
Wow. Nobody's coming. I'm pushing this out just a little bit.
I just hope we didn't burn anything.
Right, that's what I want to look at.
Woo! Our
That's
back
dirty.
window got really dirty.
All right, let's see how hot this is. Well, this was closed, so that's actually
That's good.
both of these closed. That's
They were
interesting. So all the heat was going upstairs.
Oh.
That's actually a good thing.
Okay.
Has anybody coming yet? Okay. I'm just gonna feel the underside.
All right.
Here, I'll take them with me.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna feel the underside of the slide here. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. All right, let's slide that back in. It never went out into the road. In.
See, wide shoulders. Why do we keep screwing up? It's not like we've been traveling for 6 years or anything.
Thankfully, it hasn't been super cold until the past probably hour or so. But
well, that's what I got in here and I heard something. I'm like, is there a window open? Because I hear air
Yeah.
or like something happening. Nope, it was the heat.
I wonder how much propane we went through.
Everything good in here? We've been having issues. Are we officially situated?
Are we done with the drama?
Done with the drama. No more drama on this travel day. Please. That could have been so much worse. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if that heat could cause a fire or not. I don't know if it could get hot enough, but man, both of the vents were closed, which normally RVs don't have the ability to close the vents, but we replaced those. And so I think most of that hot air was just going upstairs, which would be super.
And that's something we always try to think of because the slide goes in obviously over the vent.
We always shut it off, just like we always shut the water off. It's the one time you don't that gets you in trouble.
I think it's a baby.
It is a fawn.
It's got spots.
Uh-huh.
No, Trin. No, no. You're scaring them. Trinity. Trinity. You're scaring them. Stop, honey. Trinity. You act like you've never seen deer before. My apologies to all the dog owners out there.
She
We
just
just
set
set off
off.
your dogs. Okay, are we going left? Yes, left.
Left?
Yep.
Okay. Here we are.
Okay,
This is
cool.
nice.
This looks really nice. Oh, look at the lake over here.
It's a hidden lake.
Oh, I love that. Okay, site number 12. So, okay, so we're here, so we need to go
Nice, do a little
like
S
that.
turn.
Yeah. Turn left here. All right, what's the level?
So we're 1/4 inch off when we put the slides out.
Nice.
Most likely that'll level out. So
Perfect.
1/4 inch, we'll leave it. Yeah, so that ride went a lot smoother than I expected. I honestly did not expect any noticeable change from the driver's perspective with all the leaf springs and everything, and I felt a tiny noticeable change. The fact that I felt that makes me think we might have solved our tire wear issue. So I'm really excited about that. I still have to torque them down again after like 500 miles. You're supposed to torque them, but I don't have a torque wrench that goes high enough. So I'm gonna have to buy one of those in town so that I can do that while we're still here.
And don't forget to subscribe, because in next week's episode, we're gonna give you a tour of this campground. We're also gonna check off a national park that we've been trying to get to for over 3 years. There've been a lot of elevator issues happening, so I don't know how I feel about that going on those after they keep breaking down. And then it'll be time to take out Trinity's sutures, and we're gonna DIY it. So that should be a very interesting endeavor. In the meantime, check out this video here, because YouTube thinks that you will like it if you haven't seen it yet.